Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and thanks for checking out today's video. Today guys, we're going to be talking about how to cast a spinning rod and reel. We're going to give you guys some good tips and advice as far as how to make different type of casts with it. I think that a lot of people that are getting started out with spinning tackle maybe don't know how to do this, and even if you've had a lot of experience with spinning tackle, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with it that I think a lot of people don't know that'll make you a lot more efficient. So we're going to go over everything about how to maximize your efficiency with a spinning rod and reel. Okay, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the setup first. One of the things about a spinning outfit is you have to get comfortable with the length and the action on it. And my recommendation, guys, is I think that 6 foot 11 inches is the magic length for a spinning rod. This is the Megabass Whip Snake. It's the one I use. And then just make sure that you've got a 3000 series or a large diameter spool, because the larger diameter spool does a couple different things. It allows you to make a longer cast. You can put a little bit heavier line on the spinning outfit without it fluffing quite so bad, and it just takes up a little bit more line. It's just the best setup. So 6 foot 11 inch rod, 3000 series spinning reel on there. Now, first of all, there's a lot of different casts that you can make with a spinning outfit. So I'm going to sort of go through them, how I cast a spinning rod, the different casts I use for different situations. So I'm just going to run you guys through the main thing here. So first of all, I know this is basic, but if you don't know anything about a spinning outfit, this is just a one-on-one, so just bear with me if you guys know a lot about spinning. But anyway, the first thing you do is you want to put the bail part of the spinning, the roller part, put it at the top, and then put your line or your finger over the line like that and hold it. And then you release the bail, and anytime that you let your finger off the line goes out. And that's how you cast the reel, is by releasing that bail, and when you make the cast, you let go, the finger lets go, and the line comes out. So it's just basic spinning tackle 101. But let's get into the cast. So the first type of cast, guys, I think this is the one that everybody needs to master and use the most, is the two-handed overhand cast. Now this is the one that I use the most, and what I do with that is I basically, just like I said, I've got my right hand on the spinning reel, I got my left hand on the butt section, and I just cast it overhanded like that with the wrist action. And that's the key, guys, is you don't want to do this. Here's a problem a lot of people make when they're casting, is they use their whole body. Now look how awkward this cast. I see guys doing this, they go like that. You don't need to do that. It's all in the wrist. So when you make a cast, just use your wrist like that. The rest of your body should be stationary. That's how you get the distance and the accuracy. But this two-handed cast is better than the one-handed. If you try to cast like this, guys, you can cast okay like that, but you don't have the control over the rod tip. And if you use two hands like this, you've got a lot better leverage on the thing. You've got better control of the handle. You can make a longer cast. You can put more power on the cast. So if you're used to casting one-handed like that overhand, start going to two hands, almost two-handed with just about everything except for a back arm. So that's number one. The next one, guys, is a sidearm cast. Now the sidearm cast is just what you said, is you come from the side like this. So basically you want to put the rod at about, parallel to your body like that, and it's the same thing, two-handed sidearm cast like that. Now this is used anytime you're using a sidearm cast. It's like you're trying to get underneath something, like underneath the overhanging tree, underneath the boat dock, something like that. And the sidearm cast, guys, it's the same thing as a skip cast. Now the sidearm like this keeps your bait higher, but if you want to go lower and like skip that bait on the water, you just put your rod tip a little bit lower, and it just puts the angle a little bit lower where you can skip that bait. The same thing with going left, guys, is I just went on the right side, but you can also go to the left like that. If it's the cover that you're fishing happens to be positioned where you can't get it from the right, learn to cast with your left hand like this. Now the problem when you use your, coming from the left side like this, it's really awkward to use two hands. So when you're making a cast from left to right from your left side, that's when you just use one hand like that. And say, for example, if I'm fishing down a row of bushes or something like that, or trees or docks, and I can't make a cast from right to left, and I need to go left to right, I do the one-handed sidearm cast just like that. is a way to go it. Now the next one, and pretty much the final one you need to know, is just how to pitch it. Now the pitching is just the same as using a bait casting rod. You just release a spool, and it's just like you're using the pitching technique, but you're using it with the spinning outfit. A lot of times I'll do this, say for example, if I'm fishing a shaky head around docks or something, and I'm trying to get up in the boat slip, and I want to be super accurate, and I don't need to cast very far, is I'll just position my boat up there, and I just make a little underhanded pitch like that, again with your wrist. So those are pretty much the 4 variations about how to cast a spinning rod. I would recommend that you get good at all of them. You got to know how to cast two-handed overhand, you got to know how to cast sidearm, and it really helps if you know how to pitch that spinning reel underneath. Because the techniques that we use with spinning tackle sort of demands that you know how to cast with all those particular techniques there. So anyway, main thing, guys, get out there and practice. You know, the best way to do it is just go out there, get around some type of cover that you normally fish, and just start making repeated casts. Just use it as a training exercise, and it doesn't take much. Once you get the rhythm and the flow and the angle, it sort of becomes just an extension of your body. So get good with casting, guys. If I could give everyone out there one piece of advice that will help you quicker than anything to catch more fish, it's become a better caster. If you can put that bait where you want it, I'm talking within inches of where you want it, your odds of catching fish go up so high. It's unbelievable the difference, because you can't imagine the difference that, like, if you're fishing around an object, and if you have to get within 2 or 3 inches of that object, if you miss it by 2 or 3 inches, you'll never get a strike. You've got to be able to put that bait where you want it all the time to really maximize your fish catching ability. That's the difference between catching 30 fish a day and catching 5 fish a day. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out. We'll talk later.